Hey everyone, Takeru and Inudo here, and today we will be discussing the three types of recording and otoing VCVs. Now, the majority of you think that there might be only one way to do this, or some of you like to consider the other two a sort of form of like hack, but I'm just going to explain the three types of ways of how you can both record and auto your VCV. Now, we'll do the first one and the normal one, which is what I recommend everyone doing just to improve themselves so that they can better themselves when it comes to recording properly and autoing properly. And that's where you basically go into Audacity or Oromo, whichever one you want, and record whatever line you need to normally. Now, some people might do it too fast, where they're like, ba ba bee ba boo be ba, and it's just like, no, don't do that. Or some people record too slowly, especially on the continent, so it's like, ka ka ki ka. It's like, no, stop, please. This is where you're basically going to practice on how you're going to want to say it. Alright? You can say it however. You can even make it sound more like an accent than a normal thing. Like here's normal. Ba ba bee ba boo be ba. Normal. Alright? And then say you just want to like get creative. Ba ba bee ba boo be ba. You know, try to make it sound more creative. You can do the tone like or say you kind of practice voice acting and you want to do like a more southern accent. So you're going to do your line with a southern accent. However you want to do it. And with the otoing, you're going to go ahead, you're going to bring up your UTAU program, you're going to go ahead and go in, you're going to pick your string of words because it's not going to look like this in the beginning. It's just going to be blank with just one string of group. You're going to turn the one group into several bits and auto it yourself. You're going to go in, you are going to manually move the parameters around, experiment, see what sounds good to you, and however you want. So, the first kind of recording and otoing that I highly suggest for everyone to do is the actual work of when it comes to recording and otoing, the actual manual work. Now, the second way you can do it is what you can do is go ahead and record however you do it, and then after you've done recording, just randomly grab someone's oto.ini file and then put it into your folder. I don't like this form. I find it that it does not help the user at all, and it just makes the voice being terrible because you don't know exactly how it's going to turn out. You're just hoping it's going to sound good without any manual labor. So that's the second part that that a handful of newbie people do when it comes to VCV when they have no idea how to do it manually. So the third, and what I rarely do, I only do this if I'm just doing a test. Like, for instance, right now I'm actually working a test form. And what you do is you grab a popular VCV file. I recommend you grab one of Steele's Utaloids like Hales or Denki, one of the two. Go ahead, grab a file, and take a good look at it, listen to it a couple times, And then you're going to want to mimic it as closely and perfectly as possible. Alright? You might have to drag it a little bit in the end, but it will overall help you when you go to put it into the program, because, and like here, this is what I mean. Alright, you got the file in, and you see that this here is at the beginning before you go to record. You've listened to it several times. Jo chun chan chu. Alright, so you've recorded it, but you know it's slightly a little off. So go ahead and zoom in and just drag it a little bit. It doesn't have to line up perfectly, so long as the very ending and the very beginning are fairly accurate. There can be a little bit of wiggle room on differences, but so that's pretty much good. We're gonna leave it like that. All right, go ahead, take off that bit, do your editing on the file. And what I normally do is go to Effects, Compress, and then I'm going to normalize, get the background noise reduction, and then we're going to solo it, and then go ahead and see how it sounds. Jo chun chan chu. And so it doesn't always sound, it might not always sound as nicely as you like. You could do this a couple of times until it sounds nice. But after that, just go ahead, export it into your file. Make sure the file name when you go to export it is exactly the same as the one in this folder. Make sure it's exactly the same. Otherwise, after you do all these sorts of recordings like this, and then you go to put the oto file in it, if the file names are not exactly the same, it's not going to oto it. So once you do that, and then you throw in the oto file in with your folder, there really should not be any work you have to do. Now with this method, and I don't know how many people say this, but you have to, whether the owner knows this or not, you better credit the actual otoing. And don't say, yeah, I otoed this, it sounds amazing. No. Because if you're going to do it this way, you better credit the actual person that otoed that file. Otherwise, you're an ass. Because that is rude as fuck. And excuse my language, but I can't stand that. I can't stand people stealing people's hard work and then saying it's their own. So if you're going to do it this method, please, just please, credit the original person. It's not that hard. Otoing by so-and-so. That person doesn't remember he otoed your voice bank? Just explain the way you did it. Simple. So that is 3 ways to oto and record a VCV bank. So, short and simple, sweet to the point. Don't know how much more explanatory I can get on this. So, hope you enjoyed this, and please, 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 please credit. Please credit. Please credit. It's not that hard, people. Alrighty, I'll stop this here and hope you all have a nice day. Bye.